So in this episode, I've had a lot of people say, hey, where's the Lincoln? What's going on with the Lincoln Continental? And last time we drove the Lincoln, well, Dad, last time we drove the Lincoln, what happened?
All right, well, at least we don't have to go too far. You had to run a long way to get the truck, and then you had to tow it home.
So we had to tow the Lincoln all the way home. It was only about 5 miles or so. But long story short, what we got to figure out and what we got to determine is what is wrong with the motor. Is the motor blown up? Is there something wrong with the carburetor? My dad's mentioned there could be a vacuum leak. This is a very old motor. So there's also timing that could be messed with. What is your kind of thoughts and what are we going to do in this episode?
Well, from my time growing up, I was always taught gas, spark, and air. So what I want to make sure is first, I know that there was a new set of points put in here, so I want to check the gap on the points. I know I've got plenty of fuel, but my gut feeling is it's in the carburetor. I mean, the motor smokes, but it's been sitting forever. So I say we just start for right now with the gap on the points and we just double check them.
We're going to go through all this with you guys, kind of try and diagnose and figure this thing out. And at the end, if we could get this thing running, obviously it'd be a lot of fun for my dad and I just to take it for a real drive and hopefully not break down and just kind of go enjoy the car before we kind of figure out what's going on.
Each one of these lobes opens up the points. The points is here, this is the condenser. So what happens is right here, this rotor turns inside the cap. And as this right here, the spark comes through here, and what it does is it goes from here, then it hits each one of these. Well, each one of these sends a signal basically down to the plug, and the plug sparks. So what we need to do is, as we need to take and get this lobe right here, like we just need to do it so the point's open. So I'm gonna turn the crank. Pretty soon that's gonna open.
So my dad's turning the crank right now. I'm gonna tell him it's right there on the edge.
Thickness, so see how thick that is? 0.017.
So we're just gonna check the gap.
Yeah, that feels right on.
So that's pretty much done. So at this point, what do you think?
I'm gonna take the carburetor off and just look in it.
It probably needs clean too. I know the guy that we bought her off said he cleaned it, but there could be one little thing that.
Yeah, something. There's something with the carburetor, I think. So let's just pull this off real quick.
Look at those old floats in there, man. And again, I don't want to make this a super long process of cleaning the carb, so we'll just show you real quick and just get it all clean and throw it back in, and then immediately starting to diagnose to see what else might need fixed before we actually try and fire it up. My dad already noticed there's a few vacuum lines that were very loose, and you can't have any vacuum leaks.
Yeah, this is a little irritating. Guarantee this has not been rebuilt. I mean, look at this. It's all clammy. It's probably, I paid a guy to rebuild it for sure. Well, that's what we were waiting on, as a rebuild kit, but there's no one that would have left that in there, and that didn't happen from it
sitting since it broke down. Basically, at this point, I think what we're going to do is go through this whole carburetor, clean every piece of it, get all this gunk out of there. I mean, look at that. I mean, we got a lot to do. So let's get this thing clean and let's throw it back in the car and let's figure out what's going to happen. So I did get these, but this new gasket for some reason doesn't have like, it's got a few different holes and stuff. He said they never have anyone going in there asking for these gaskets, but they did have that one. So at this point, we got the carburetor all cleaned up. I found this gasket at just a local store, and it's just a little bit different. So we just got to make sure that it's going to work for what we need. This older one is definitely different. This older one's way thinner too. This one's like 3 times the thickness. They're supposed to drain the gas tank in this and change the fuel, which I'm pretty sure they did, because that looks like a new fuel filter right there. And it also looks like new fuel line. So I'm pretty sure they did that. Oh, it looks perfect.
So yeah, I think we should take all these hoses, all these vacuum lines that are hard.
Change them?
I think we need to change them and clamp them, because if there's any vacuum leak in this at all, it will not run right.
Alright.
How you like working on this old car?
I like this car.
That is one dirty motor though. Jeez.
So I also got the battery charger on this right now. Just so when we start cranking this thing over, this thing is fully charged. It hasn't ran in a while, so just want to make sure everything's good to go. So my dad and I are sitting here tracing vacuum lines, finding cracks and stuff. Then
everywhere.
Then I start looking, deep into what we have going on here. And then like this vacuum line isn't plugged in. This one isn't plugged in. There's this random, like, you can see like this nipple thing right here. That's not even plugged in. Is this what you get with old school cars?
Well, I think this is an old school car that someone was working on that had no business working on cars. That's what I think. This is just so old. Look how hard it is.
This is true 1960s right here.
Jeez. Yeah, this is bad.
This is kind of where we're at this point. All these lines were leaking or cracked, you name it. Obviously, we're going to have to come back through and put brand new line for all the vacuum lines on this entire motor. First fire.
Need a little gas going on in here.
Oh, is that all we need?
Close the choke. There you go. It'll stay.
Oh! Oh, that's good. Work your magic here. Show us your old school ways. Come on.
I guess we could just drive around with the gas hose in the car.
He keeps adding fuel in her. Do you think, or what are you, is your gut feeling? Do you think it needs to get going?
I don't know. I'm just trying to get it to pick up fuel.
Is smoking like crazy. Oh my god. Hey, even if we don't get this thing running today, this is a blast. Trying to figure it out. We're gonna get it running, I hope.
Well, it almost took.
Yeah.
Try it one more time.
I'm gonna stand back and film. Watch how much smoke pours out of this thing. You know what's interesting? It's smoking out of only one side. There we go. There we go. We'll make sure it's running pretty decently, but I would love to take this out and drive it. This is a great, great, great sign. Nice, Dad. That was fun, huh?
Man, it took a long time for it to pick up fuel.
A little father-son diagnostics here. Getting it all dialed in.
We still don't know what we're doing, but it's kind of fun.
I know. We got it running. It's not running incredible, but I figured we could maybe drive it around the shop right here. I am going to pull off these hideous wheels and tires. We definitely are not a fan of them, so I am going to put them for sale. We're going to throw the stocks back on for now because I think it fits it a lot better than what those are. I'm going to get these changed, and then let's see if we could at least drive it up and down the road right here and make sure we're not going to like totally break down. And if we feel comfortable, then we could probably go out on the street, but it all depends on like how we think this thing is going to handle. We obviously don't want to break down again in the middle of nowhere, because out at the ranch right here, we're in the middle of nowhere. She's on her own feet, boys. Look at all the oil right there. Oh, that's all coolant from when we took apart the carb. Yeah, this is probably my favorite body on a Lincoln, especially having the suicide door. Again, I don't know how my dad found this car. It's a very, very nice car. Obviously, we just got to kind of figure out the little motor problems. But what up, Link? Are you trying to be a gangster?
How do I look?
All right, go. Let's test it. Go, 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 go. Oh my. Oh my gosh, the thing's missing so bad. I think he's just trying to get it warmed up, going, kind of get the motor back used to driving around a little bit. Oh no. Is it shut off? This thing isn't trustworthy driving around town.
You think?
Gosh, dang, that's what I wanted to do in this episode.
Well,
dang it.
Hey, it runs. It runs. Does it run very good? But it runs. It's just tired.
That's what I'm saying.
It's tired. Was it smoking?
Oh, bad.
Yeah. Look, all I can say is it runs. That's it.
Gosh, dang it, you guys. At this point,
sell it.
It needs what? It needs a motor. I was just gonna say. Hold on. What'd you just say?
I say if we sell it, I'm just get the hardtop because I like the way the hardtop looks.
What?
Off of the renderings, then we could do some stuff off the top.
I thought you got this because it was a convertible.
I did, but then if we're gonna hot rod the motor and stuff.
Oh my gosh. You guys. Now my dad changes his mind. You're not being for real, are you?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, we'll figure out what's going on.
Yeah, because in one of the drawings, if we come off, I know it sounds weird to put a wing on it, but we do the wing and the wide body and the big motor with friggin' turbos.
I don't know, I just feel like that this was a pointless episode.
Well, it's real though. It's not like we're digging for something to show. It's really how we do things. We got it in. You can see we did some drawings for mid-engine.
No, we didn't. We didn't draw on this. You drew on it with Sharpie. That was
but
your
now I'm thinking, I think we just do the hardtop because we could do a lot more with the hardtop. I know that sounds kind of weird, but this would be a nice car for somebody, and it runs barely.
Oh, let's take a break.
This car's heavy. Anyway, that's how our builds go, though. I mean, we do change our mind. It's real. The episode sucks. okay? But it's real.
I just hate because anyone that's been invested in the build and invested, like, watching us get this thing going, especially even this whole episode was to see if we could get this thing to run.
The problem is if we on what we're wanting to do, if we use this, it's going to become a permanent convertible. It's going to defeat the purpose. And I thought that we were going to be able to do something a little different. That's why I wanted a convertible, because they're hard to find. But now that we got it and we're going to start to build, I'm convinced we need the hardtop, because I do like the lines of the roof. And then I think that we can do some stuff kind of like we did on the C10 that's different, that would just be stupid to do. But at the end, it'll be good. So, if anybody out there wants a Lincoln that's convertible that runs, wants to trade, call us.
Well, guys, this episode basically was the most pointless episode we've ever filmed. Just couldn't get the car running.
It wasn't completely pointless. It actually runs, but just don't step hard on the gas.
I don't know. I like doing episodes to where obviously we're teaching, we're making things work properly, but I guess this is just real life situation. And, it's just more day in the life of just kind of, what happens here at the compound.
The more we mess with the rendering and kind of making like a different, like a wide body and adding to the car, we need a hardtop.
And we still don't know if we're going to stay with doing a wide body, but there's a lot of things happening. I think at this point, if you guys recommend, a motor for the car, I know I've asked this before, but we kind of got to get like really serious and trying to figure this out, because either we sell this car or we change the motor and we just keep the car original, or we sell the car, find a hardtop, do a wide body.
That's what we need to do, because the C10 turned out so crazy, and we can't do anything down here without doing anything up here. So we need to do something off of a hard body line roof to match the hard body line car. So that's it. Sell it. Anybody want to trade? They got a good car with a hardtop. They want a convertible. It appears to be factory paint. It's all lacquer cracked. Even the title. The title is from way back, who knows when. It's pretty cool. But at least I think everything is here. So if someone's got a hardtop, preferably black interior, hit us up.
Yeah, and that plan can change 5 more times. But until the next day in the life kind of episode, this is where we sit.